Hi everyone, my name's Scarlett Bean from Bathurst. Today I wanted to share with some information about the benefits of resistance training for adolescents. Traditionally, the school of thought has been that resistance training stunts growth in adolescents. The only premise for this argument is the potential for injury or fractures to the growth plates or intervertebral disc. However, evidence suggests that although it's a possibility for injuries to occur, if considerations and guidelines are followed, with resistance training, the benefits way out outweigh the cost of potential injury. Some of the benefits is neuromuscular development, increase in bone mineral density, stabilizing hormones, and actually reducing the risk of preventable diseases such as type 2 diabetes and other chronic health conditions. So what is resistance training? Well, Maya defines resistance training as a specialized type of conditioning that involves the progressive use of a wide range of resistive loads and a variety of training modalities. So what this effectively means is it's any sort of training that is weight bearing, and this can either be body weight exercises such as push-ups, chin-ups, planks, squats, step-ups, box jumps, or bear squats. So anything that you use your own body weight as resistance for. We also have free weights, which is dumbbells, barbells, medicine balls. We also have the weight machines, which you might see at the gyms, leg press machine, chest flyer, cable machine, leg curl, etc. And finally, we have resistance band exercises, which we can use a resistance band to effectively do all body weight exercises with, but with a little bit more resistance. So puberty can be clearly defined by two markers, that is growth spurt and secondary sex characteristics. Ellis and Reichers attribute these markers to the reactivation of the hypothalamic pituitary gonad axis, which is responsible for controlling the neuroendocrine mechanisms and hormones for that growth and maturation. In males, this is primarily testosterone, and in females, this is estrogen. So I suggest that resistance training actually may be beneficial in optimizing the effects of androgenic hormones such as growth hormone, along with regulating other hormones such as cortisol and leptin and insulin, which in excess can cause an increase in body fat and therefore increase the likelihood of developing preventable diseases, not only in adolescence but in adulthood. So reducing and regulating these hormones have a long-lasting effect and is much more beneficial than the possibility of an injury to the growth plates. Okay, now I want to discuss the benefits of resistance training, in particular for those who are concerned with the potential stunting of growth in this period of puberty. I would like to highlight that resistance training or weight-bearing exercises actually increases bone mineral density, which in turn increases the bone mass and skeletal size, more so in adolescence than it would in adulthood. It also enhances neuromuscular adaptation and musculoskeletal growth. As Maya reported, females who participated in resistance training had a 13.4% increase in lower extremity control and balance. It fixed abnormal biomechanics, as opposed to those who didn't participate in resistance training. We saw a 21.7% decline. And as we mentioned earlier, there's the other health benefits of regulating the hormones, prevention of chronic illnesses, and most importantly, I think in this period in adolescence when children are trying to find themselves, it enhances their self-esteem, confidence, and mental health, and establishes good habits for the long term, good habits in adulthood. Okay, so now I want to discuss some guidelines set out by the American Pediatric Association First of all, they suggest that a pre-health screening assessment to identify any pre-existing injuries and/or condition is performed before the commencement of any sort of lifting or training. Strict supervision from qualified instructors, and if these instructors have knowledge of the differences in growth and maturation of adolescents, so they can tailor their programs to the stage and the level and they are at. Also, yeah, as I mentioned, tailored program based on individual health assessment abilities and maturity level. Avoid any heavy lifting such as 1RMs, especially in around the peak height velocity period, just to minimize the risk of fractures and injuries to growth plates. And technique to be perfected before adding load. Children often, or adolescents often, want to show off in the gym by themselves or with their peers, so just make sure they know the risks and perfect their technique before adding too much load that could injure them. And finally, just higher repetitions with lower weight until they get used to the movement and the technique. But otherwise, this resistance training is safe and accessible, and it can be tailored to all individuals and abilities. And so have fun with it.